This is the KRUI News at Noon, brought to you in part by the Daily Iowan. This is KRUI, Iowa City.
Hey, Iowa City. It is noon, and because of the upcoming holiday, this is your Halloween special of KRUI News. I'm Taylor Axelson.
And I'm Anna Theodosis. Here's a round of stories to get you ready for the big day tomorrow. Everyone this weekend will be saying supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
And a pumpkin thief strikes in Washington, D.C. So the big question of the day, what will be the most popular costume in Iowa City this year? You might be surprised. The English nanny from our childhood is taking the town by storm. Requests for Mary Poppins and her chimney-sweeping friend Bert have gone through the roof at Second Act, a second-hand clothing store on Olympic Court. The employees cannot quite figure out why this phenomenon is happening. They claim to have sold more Mary Poppins costumes in the last 2 weeks than in the past 10 years. You would think Miley Cyrus would be the costume of choice.
Well, Miley is the popular style in Hollywood. As you all probably remember, Cyrus took over the VMAs with her performance in some questionable outfits. Now people are taking to the streets in said outfits for Halloween. Socialite Paris Hilton, U.S. women's soccer team member Alex Morgan, Playboy bunny Crystal Harris, and even Joan Rivers got all gussied up as Miley. We'll have to wait and see who else joins in tomorrow.
You know, that really freaks me out that Joan Rivers got dressed up as Miley. But Anna, I got something scarier. A list has come out of 11 houses in America that are really haunted. Iowa has its own version of the Amityville Horror just 3.5 hours from this university in Villisca, Iowa. In 1912, 8 members of the Moore family were murdered in their beds, and the murderers were never found. They were, of course, murdered by the horror movie weapon of choice, an axe. This story is seriously one of the weirdest and creepiest I have ever heard. How has a movie not been made about this house? Lifetime. Where are you at? Anna, we could go stay at this house this weekend. You down?
Yeah, no.
I heard you did have a little haunted adventure of your own, though.
Well, I went to go see the Black Angel this past weekend off of North Governor Street. Legend is, if you touch her or look into her eyes, you'll die. I didn't touch her, but I accidentally did look into her eyes. I obviously didn't die since I'm here, but I am a little sick, so there might be some truth to that legend. But the cheaper version of the Iowa Haunted House and the not-so-scary version of the Black Angel will be on campus this weekend. The Iowa Memorial Union will be holding their own spooky venue in the main lounge. The event runs from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's free, and be sure to dress up in your costumes if you wish.
There will be lots of little ones running around the front lawn of the most recognizable house in America. The White House invited military families and local children to go to the south side of the mansion on Thursday to receive some king-sized goodies. President Obama has opened the White House to little ghosts and ghouls, all but one of his 5 years in office. I'm hoping the presidential family will have a great costume theme. I'm thinking Star Wars, like that Verizon commercial.
And trick-or-treating is all fun and games for most people, but one mom is turning it into a life lesson. A Halloween thief in Washington, D.C. stole a pumpkin from her front porch that the woman's 2-year-old son specifically picked out as his own. But she didn't start screaming. She got creative. The mom left a sign for the thief saying, quote, "To the person who stole my son's pumpkin, thank you for the life lesson. This will help teach him that sometimes people are mean for no reason, and you have to just brush it off. Because my son is 2 years old and cannot read the sign, I will add, you are in." Then she said a not-so-nice word.
We all know that Halloween is the time of year to not care about your sugar consumption. But you might not realize the scary amount of candy people are actually eating. A study done by you. 73% of children between the ages of 2 and 6 will consume candy, but as many as 87% of kids between the ages of 6 and 8 nationwide eat the candy. So you might need to take a trip to the dentist after the holiday.
And a woman in North Dakota has taken childhood obesity into her own hands. Instead of handing out candy on Halloween, she will be giving the kids she feels are, chubby, a letter that addresses their health. The woman says she wants to send a message to the parents. I can't imagine how the parents in this neighborhood feel about this lady, but I can't imagine the house will be getting a lot of trick-or-treaters.
And for your weather update, it honestly looks like a scene from Sleepy Hollow outside. It's 56 degrees, foggy, and a little creepy. Keep an umbrella on hand because the rain to top off this Halloween weather is coming.
Thanks for tuning in. This has been Anna Theodosis and Taylor Axelson. Peace, love, and candy. Watch out for vampires.
Drunk driving is a serious concern in Iowa City. Over 130 people die every year in alcohol-related accidents in the state of Iowa. 13,000 people get arrested for drunk driving in the state, costing them thousands of dollars. Drunk driving can not only cost you money, but you can also cost someone else their life. 26% of all automobile accidents